Wow, here we are in Sarajevo. Remember when Bosnia was all over the news in the 90s? To speak of genocide, killings, felt like part of our childhood that we never fully understood. The Battle of Sarajevo, so to speak, lasted an entire 4 years. It was a siege by the Serbians with the goal of terrorizing and demoralizing the Bosnian Muslims. But they did not leave. They fought courageously. Sarajevo never surrendered. The entire city of Sarajevo was surrounded completely by Serbian forces. They had snipers and rockets and mortars and tanks. Anywhere within the city almost, you were a target. Wow, look at all these bullet holes all patched up. Can't imagine what it must have been like. People lived in terror for 4 years, trying to stay in the city, going to work, trying to support their families, while mortars were falling every day. People were getting shot. There were literally signs in the streets, "Don't go this way, there's a sniper." Hundreds of people would die just trying to cross certain bridges because the Serbian terrorists were shooting them as they were going by from the mountains. Oof. Man. Jesus Christ.
Silence, who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their drones. In your head, they are crying.
After the war was over, they painted all the bomb craters in red to symbolize blood. They're called Sarajevo roses. It seems to be a commonly held belief among Bosnians that the UN actually made things worse. They tried to help when they saw massacres happening, but then they didn't provide enough support. They offered false hope, but they really only established safe zones. And then during one tragedy, the Serbians marched right into one of the safe zones and massacred over 7,000 people. They were planned executions, taking them on school buses, bringing them outside the city limits into mass graves.
What's in your head? In your head. Stop it, stop it, stop it. What's in your head? In your head. Stop it.
Our tour guide drew comparisons to the Afghanistan war. He says that if the United States had provided so many weapons to Bosnia like they had to Afghanistan, they would have easily beaten back the Serbs. The United Nations stayed neutral, so to speak, meaning that they didn't give weapons to anybody, but the problem was that the Serbians were getting heavily armed by former Yugoslavia, so they had all the tanks and guns they needed. Bosnians had nothing. They were trying to buy weapons on the black market. No helmets, no armor, no food, no electricity. This is called the Tunnel of Hope. This was a 600-meter tunnel that was built connecting the airport over here to this tunnel so that people could get there safely. There's a rail here. This is where they would push supplies.
It's the same old theme in 2018. In your head, they're still fighting.
Maybe the craziest part is that this seems like ancient history. It's not at all. The Serbian general who was involved in the genocide was only convicted in 2017 by the International War Crimes Tribunal. And then just this summer, July 2021, that same tribunal made it illegal for the governments to not refer to it as genocide, because everyone tried to keep making excuses saying that it was just unfortunate circumstances, it was war, but this was too calculated. This truly was genocide. So now public institutions can no longer refer to it as revenge killing.